Oh, I was going to mention that.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Reality Realness with 3 S's. I'm your host, Chantele Francis. We're not here to talk about the traitors. We are here to talk about episode 2 of Survivor Therapy Carousel. And here to do it with me is Michelle. Michelle, how you doing while I change this background?
I'm doing good. And we were just talking about traitors before this, so I got confused. But no, I'm doing good. And I enjoyed this episode of Survivor. I'm enjoying the season so far in terms of like the entertainment value and just the intrigue. There's intrigue happening. Yeah, there's a lot of drama with this week. So
a lot of drama, a lot of intrigue. Absolutely. Now, I've been trying to figure out what it is. Is it only because of the old players? Like, is it like Jeff is a little bit more relaxed because he knows half these, like all the people already? Like, why is it feel old school or like I'm enjoying it more? Because comparatively, I really did not enjoy most of the 40s. I don't think any of the 40s.
Yeah, I do think that's a huge part is just the fact that it's returning people at all, because seeing people that you've already seen is fun because you have already a relationship with how you see them and whatever. And it's just, having these classic people back.
And yeah, you're not getting to know anybody. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like, so all the camp life, you're like watching and you're enjoying it from the get-go because you're not like learning about people's personalities and like, you already know who these people are, what they're like. So you're just watching to see what they're doing. Like,
yeah,
what mischief are these people getting into this episode, as opposed to being like, okay, who is this person? What are they like? So yeah, you're right. That's definitely has something to do with it. This episode, it starts off with a bang, we'll say. How did you feel about how it really began with the Christian of it all?
Oh my gosh. It was great. Or I don't know, was it great? I mean, it was gross. I don't know. It was
great.
It's like a humanizing moment for him. And so it really just adds. And it reminds me of like why he was such a character in David versus Goliath, like why I was so entertained by Christian. I found myself rooting for Christian. I found like I wanted to know what he was doing. So it's just part of it, I guess.
Well, and also like he was the perfect person to narrate that. Like, it's obviously mortifying. I found it kind of funny though that they had to blur out his pants as he walked around. And so like even in his confessionals when he's talking about it, I thought it was really funny how he referenced Stephen with his gastrointestinal distress. And so like even just to be able to pull that phrase out, because like I remember Chris Stephen said it so many times, whatever season that was, and like whatever happened to him. And so like I love that callback on Stephen Fishback and his gastrointestinal distress. Yeah, who knew that you could make pooping so entertaining?
They make it happen somehow.
Poor guy though. So like, does he smell around camp when he's wearing those pants? Because I believe he's wearing those pants again later, and they don't really have any soap to be giving them a good wash.
I think I heard them talking about it on other like recaps and interviews, and I think that they give you new like undergarments if something like this happens. Like, especially because people often like lose weight or whatever. So then if they need something like a smaller pair of underwear or something so that they can provide it. I don't know. I think he was wearing shorts for the rest of the episode though, right? I don't think we saw him in those pants again. Did we?
I feel like at least in the I think there was a photo of the tribe breakdown for the next episode and he's wearing the khakis again. So they come back. I don't remember if he wears them again this episode, but they definitely come back. We have some people joining us here in the chat. Not on topic, but Bolt here wants to know if we're watching House of Villains. Yes, we are. Are you up to date, Michelle?
Okay, so I've only been able to watch on like the 5 things. So I've watched the first episode, which killed me. I was cackling from that first dance number.
Oh my!
This cast is probably the best House of Villain cast we've seen. I don't even know. It's been a while. So it's hard to say. It's always like this level of funny, but like this group is just so I love it.
I definitely
I'm
think
very entertained so far.
So far, yeah, I agree. This is the best, the most entertaining cast
Yeah.
overall.
I think I'm going to be able to watch episode 2 on Monday or whenever it's playing next on the thing, but maybe I'll find a way to watch the other episodes sooner because I need to know, and I want to watch the after show that Tyson's hosting, but I don't want to watch it. I don't want anything to be given away. So
yeah,
yeah.
I'll see if I can help you get watch it sooner. You know what I mean? The other episodes, because like I could have like recorded it for you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or something. Dreadful says, especially since they emphasize the trauma story so much in the new era. Yes, maybe. Oh, that's probably it too. Like the backstory. We already know their backstory for the most part. And so we're not being introduced to like what they're going through and like, you know, their biggest struggles, which is fine. Obviously, we need to get to know them, but we don't have to waste time on getting to know these players. We're getting to be really into the social dynamics of it all. Yeah.
Yeah.
Joe says it felt like production should have carried over Kyle's DQ for this episode. What do you mean by that? Carried it over?
Oh, like made it part of this episode instead of making it part of the premiere, so that like there was more stuff happening in this episode.
I guess.
I do feel like the episode in general sort of like it felt like it took a long time before the immunity challenge. Like I was like, oh wow, it's already been like this long. But everything that was happening, I was like interested in hearing about. So I wasn't like upset necessarily by it.
You wanted a journey?
No, not necessarily. I don't even know. I don't know.
But I do like the recap. Like it was pretty jam packed with stuff. Seeing like Coach's deceit again, seeing Genevieve find the idol. So we kind of have an idea what we're going to be talking about this episode. And so we kind of actually start the episode with seeing Kyle off. So we did kind of button the Kyle of it all. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't know. It's kind of, I feel like they wanted just to conclude that storyline. Like, would you really have wanted to see Kyle get medevaced at the beginning of this episode?
I wouldn't have.
No. So I think,
but I get what they mean.
Might have worked better, just like storyline. Like finishing that storyline last episode, starting off a new, you know, like, yeah, they saw Kyle off, but like we're starting this new episode and the rest of the season off a little bit fresh. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yes, Christian is so funny. Joseph said, let's be honest, without him getting injured, this episode was boring. I didn't find this episode to be boring personally at all. What do you think was boring about it, Michelle, while I set this up?
I don't necessarily think anything was boring, but I get what you're saying in terms of like the pace didn't feel as like quick as last week, maybe. And there was more like we had a lot of like the Christian and Joe and the Rick Devens and Joe stuff, and like that was long, but I didn't necessarily find it boring myself. But
I thought it was a great second episode. Yeah. I was into it. Joseph thinks that Kyle would have maybe won if not Final Four. I don't know about that.
He was definitely in a good position.
For sure. Eventually when you needed somebody to be targeted, to be like, he's a winner, let's get him out. And everybody likes him. Like,
well, also, we know next week we're getting like a tribe swap, which I love. Yes. And that would depend. Like, who knows where Kyle would have ended up? Is he with Camilla and then he's a threat because he's with Camilla? Is he not? Is he like, where does he end up? But from where he was, he was not going to get voted out, and he was in a really good position.
But I definitely don't think that people would allow him to get to the end. There's too many people hungry for their first win to allow someone to get their second win on the season.
Yeah.
Hi, Glenda. Thank you for joining us. Just says they went to the bottom of the barrel for content. Christian singing the Star Spangled Banner. I didn't notice him singing that. When did he sing that?
I don't remember.
I don't remember him singing at
Maybe it's when he was walking away with his situation.
House of Villain is how you cast a show. Yes.
Oh, so good. Like every person is just unhinged in the best way.
Hi, Matthew. Matthew says Angelina getting zero confessionals is a crime against humanity. I mean, I have not seen her on this season.
I haven't seen her, and I haven't seen Tiff. I've not seen Tiffany.
Tiff a little bit last week with like the trio coming together.
Yeah, but Angelina, we saw a bit last week
Angelina.
still.
Angelina, I
Not
heard that
enough.
she did another rice negotiation that was not in the edit. Last week, not this week. I haven't
Right.
heard about
Yeah. I
her
heard
doing
about
anything
that.
else.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I that's crazy. Because also, I don't think Chrissy got any confessionals at all either. Tiff definitely didn't get any. Angelina, like that's seems. I guess there's just so many of them still,
Well, and they
and they
didn't
want to
go to
focus on the tribes that go to
tribal.
tribal, right? Like, yeah,
Yeah.
that's the thing is like they're not in trouble, so there's time for their
Story
things to come
develop.
through. But it's going to be frustrating because now we're going to have a swap, and then say Angelina's on like a tribe that's crazy stuff's happening. It's like we're not going to necessarily know all the details of how things were going for certain people. Like, besides like,
Mhm.
okay, we know Tiff had D and whatever. Like, I don't know.
It definitely is a crime, but there's probably a rhyme or reason, being that they haven't been in any trouble, and so they're saving all of her great content for later. That's what I'm hoping. Okay, Matthew. Joseph says, yeah, we went 30 to 35 minutes before the immunity challenge, but we did have a reward challenge as well. That's why I said Kyle's injury should have been in this episode. I felt like they had nothing to work with. I thought that they had enough to work with. Like, I thought it was finely paced. I wasn't bored at all. They need to cut the reward challenge and give more time for camp life. I could deal with that, but then people would say it was boring, right? I think,
or if anything, it's like more camp life post immunity.
Right, before
do the
tribal.
immunity, see who's before tribal, because they waited so long to do the immunity. You only get the stuff that's happening mostly at that camp leading up to the tribal, but you could have more room for other scenes of the other tribes before tribal, even though they're not going, because there's probably important stuff, conversation still happening. So they could maybe fit more of that in, but I don't know. I don't know how to edit. So,
oh, and also though, obviously they don't want us to actually know what's going to happen. So
yeah.
I think that that's also why they don't give us that much of before tribal, because they want it to be like, ooh, what's going to happen? What's going to happen? But I'll always take more camp life. But I think that production and the editors don't think that people care that much about camp life for whatever reason. I think they think that we want these challenges because they're exciting. When I just need to know the outcome. Like, I don't really need to see the challenge. I don't care.
Yeah. Unless
it's something that I can play along with, right? Unless it's like a puzzle, I can be like, oh, put that piece there. But like, other than that, like, I don't really care about challenges.
Right.
Joseph says, no, they should have showed Kyle being medevaced in the last episode. And then what? Just like talk about it more this episode? It is so tragic when people. I know. I really, really dislike people having to leave because of injuries. Matthew's saying that 5 people got 0 confessionals, all women. Ridiculous. Well, I mean, one woman went home, which was Jenna. This episode, spoiler alert, another woman went home, and so we're down in the female department here. Okay, but we are here to play bingo. So let's see. Let's get this show on the road. We kind of already talked a bit about wait, sorry. It's this one I like. Sorry. Oh, that's not that one. This one. Is this one? No. This one? That one. Okay. Sorry.
Perfect.
There you go. Woo!
So yeah, we already talked about
injury. Let's talk about injury a little bit more. I think I would put like the Christian of it all into the injury. You know what I mean? Like, he had a little bit of a mishap there, and I would say it's a bit of an injury.
Yeah.
Also, Coach has a bit of an injury this episode. He's trying to show that he is as fit as he used to be, and so he's going to go out swimming with Jonathan and going fishing, and he got a leg cramp. How'd you feel about Coach getting hurt and having to be dragged away in a boat?
I didn't feel like it was shocking, and I also just felt like it was so classic Coach. That's the thing. Like, he always finds ways to just like be like, I can do all these things. Oh, now I need all this help from everybody. You know what I mean?
Now, somebody was telling me it was Carl was on the Specialist podcast, and Carl from uh David versus Goliath. And so he was saying that there isn't just like a boat in the water watching you when you're going swimming or spearfishing. They're actually on the shore. So likely Jonathan called them over to help coach because he was hurt. They weren't just like waiting in the water, like watching them nearby. Which I thought was like, oh,
Right.
interesting. It's like, it's actually like, that's kind of far. Like, if they're in a big trouble, like, it takes a little while for them to get out there to help them out.
Yeah.
Any other injuries? I feel like there was another one. No?
No.
All right. Well, since we're talking about Coach and Jonathan, we could maybe say that they are maybe in an alliance, maybe. Because yeah, I didn't know that they were so close. They said that his Jonathan said that his best friend or his like closest ally is Coach. Who knew? Slash, I would put them together for sure.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense in every way. But the funny thing is going to be like down the road, like if they're both at the merge or whatever, it's like they can't, neither of them can actually work together because it's such a similar, like, you know what I mean? Like they wouldn't want to be against each other in the end. I don't think
But
either
no,
of
but
them.
They do it for honor. They would honor
But
the
they
best man
wouldn't.
win.
We know Coach is
Coach wouldn't, but Jonathan might.
I don't think Jonathan would. He got like all this advice from Boston Rob before, whatever. Like, I don't think he would. I think, well, it would depend on the context and who else was around. If there was like, oh, if I bring these people, like I will way easier have a win, then he's going to do that.
But
Which you should do.
I think Coach might go back on his word for the win, but I don't think that Jonathan would, just because like I know that he's getting advice from Boston Rob, and Boston Rob is a lot more cutthroat than Coach is, but I just can totally see him still wanting, like, Coach being like, you said honor, blah, 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 like, and kind of guilting him into keeping his word, when I don't think that Coach would do it at all, personally.
Yeah, we'll see.
Okay, back to injury. There was another one.
Yes.
Rizzo's finger. Rizzo's finger. So Q is calling Rizzo lazy. They're out fishing for or like trying to get crabs, and he doesn't really want to participate. He just wants to play Survivor, which is scheme and backstab. He doesn't want to deal with camp life. I know you're not a big fan of Rizzo. What do you think of this as like him not considering this being part of the strategic part, the social part of his game?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like he's kind of playing into that whole like, you know, like it's comedic that he's just like, yeah, I don't care about this. Like none of this is important, because the truth is like it's shorter game and things change and you might have to switch to different like tribes and stuff. So it's kind of like, what's the point? But you socially need to make sure that that people are good with you. So for him to like not be really noticing that is, I think, a misstep in his social game, even though like his social game's been pretty good so far in terms of like connecting obviously with Kobe and whatever, Colby. But I think it's a misstep because you don't want people it can't be at the point where people are pissed at you. You know,
Yeah,
you can be
exactly.
secretly lazy, right? And
Well,
like find ways.
Like Angelina with Q calling her a statue. just
I mean, that's kind of inevitable. Like Angelina, it's kind of part of her like shtick is that she's like, I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do, you know? But
Yeah.
Rizzo's whole thing is like, I'm the biggest gamer. So he should know to make it seem like he's working hard.
Well, absolutely. To not think that this has any sort of impact on people wanting to play the game with you, be around you. He is brought into the alliance kind of with Q, Genevieve, what's his name, Colby and Stephanie. He's kind of brought into that alliance because they lost Kyle. They decide to bring in Rizzo. Now, I would feel a type of way being like, did you guys already have this going on? Like, what? I mean, I wouldn't say anything, but I would be thinking it in my head. But do you think it was good for Q to be telling him, like, I don't have a vote? I think they know that Colby doesn't have a vote. Like, do you think that's good to be telling him right now?
No, but well, I get why he's telling him because he's like, we don't have the numbers. Two of us don't have a vote. We lost Kyle. He kind of feels like he needs somebody.
See, like I personally wouldn't say anything because then he knows that he's actually the split vote, right? He could decide to do whatever he
And that's
wants.
the problem is, yeah, it's giving Rizzo a lot of power
A
to
lot of
make a
power.
move and flip it on that side and get rid of. He's not going to get, but he's not going to want to because he's not going to want to get rid of Colby. So yes, maybe he
Maybe he'll
could try to get
Q.
Q, but he wouldn't want to do that without
Or
having
maybe
Colby and Stephanie
Genevieve,
on his
or
side.
maybe Stephanie. Like,
Yeah,
you know.
but they're all so close already that I just feel like, I mean, it's possible. I just think his bond with Colby means that like he's at least going to have to figure out what to say to Colby if he is going to use the other people and flip on someone like Q or whatever. And maybe he could get behind it and maybe he could persuade him. It's possible. We'll see. Or if we'll see if he wants to like take a back seat for a little bit longer. You know what I mean?
Right. Hi, Kathy. Thanks for joining. Yeah, I definitely think that he should like. If I think that it would have been a better kind of strong arm move, being like, "Hey, like we want you to work with us," blah 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 blah. Don't tell him about the vote part, and just make him think that they have the majority. So like you might as well come with us instead of like not being on the wrong side of the numbers. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And so
Yeah.
like I probably would have gone that route. I wouldn't have let him know that I don't have a vote.
Yeah.
Not Rizzo, anyways. But maybe they work together. I have heard that there was a lot of pre-gaming that was going on. Did you hear anything about that?
Yeah, I heard the same thing that there's a lot, which obviously there always is for returning seasons. And there hasn't
Especially
been
if
one
you're-
for so long.
And if you're going to be casting for like a year, like people are going to be like, "Hey, did you get the call?" And you're like, "I did get the call. Okay, like we'll work together." Like, of course you're going to do that. You're not going to. I mean, I think the people that probably didn't do that well, right? Like,
Well, I think it's a combination though, because I'm sure Jenna was part of some pregame conversations, but it depends because you don't know who's going to end up on your tribe.
She didn't want to do it though. She was saying that she's like, yeah, people were kind of like messaging her. I think she said Q tried messaging her. About,
that's what
like,
Steph said. I thought though.
Oh, sorry,
Steph,
you're right. You're right.
Steph was the one who was like, it was weird.
Right.
Jenna, I don't know. I feel like she must have, and also like it also is so dependent on which tribe loses first, right? Because now there are two tribes who've gotten to go through three people having to leave, and they've been safe. So if it had been another way, I mean, who can say what would have happened? Also, like pre-gaming can only go so far because so much of the casting changed leading up to it.
For sure.
You know,
but I believe that Jenna and Savannah weren't pre-gaming. It's just interesting, right?
Yeah.
And like,
except Savannah's pre-gaming with Rizzo and Sophie right before she left within those 9 days, because that did happen. And Sophie said, like, we had a whole plan of what we were going to say, which was that Sophie won the game and that Rizzo lost at fire or whatever. And all these things. And then Sophie heard from somebody else that somebody from their cast told some other people on 50 that Savannah had won. So then they last minute told Savannah, you have to tell people that you won. It's the whole thing.
You can't hold that. You know, I don't think, even though it sucks.
No,
you have to kind of say that.
Yeah.
Matthew's saying that pre-gaming has become very clear to me so far with these first two boots. Yeah, like they definitely, it looked like it could have been other people, but like it wasn't. And I think it's because the pre-gaming is keeping certain people in the game, and that's just what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Sophie is friends with Dee in real life. Yeah, probably.
Honestly, I just feel like Dee got so lucky so far.
Because she hasn't gone to tribal.
Like, yeah, and she's got like people, like good people on her tribe. She's on like the strongest tribe, and she's
I don't remember where it was, but I did see the breakdown potentially for the next episode, so we will take a look at that. Hopefully, if I can find it. If someone has it in the chat, if you can send it to me, the breakdown. Like, there's a photo with like all the 3 new tribes, and we can just talk about that a little bit at the end. Okay, where do you want to go on the board?
I don't know. You pick.
We didn't have any flashbacks this episode.
No, not that I remember.
Any callbacks, any flashbacks? Did we talk about any previous seasons, really? I don't think so, which is surprising. Okay, actually, let's talk about idols again. Or okay, let's talk about idols, and then it might lead into something else. The fact that Genevieve went and looked into Aubry's bag. How do you feel about looking into people's bag to see if she has an idol? Because she knows that she got the Billie Eilish boomerang idol, and so she suspected Aubry having it because she kept on carrying her bag around with her. So they orchestrated a heist basically and went through her bag, did not find the idol, but then later on in the episode, Christian Hubicki does find the Billie Eilish boomerang idol and gifts it to Aubry, and so maybe a day later she does have that idol in her bag. So firstly, what do you think about the fact that they went through her bag? And secondly, about Christian choosing Aubry to be the recipient?
I mean, yeah, I think I'm a hypocrite because I would definitely look through somebody's bag, but I would hate someone to look through my bag. That said, I would never put an idol in my bag, ever. It would be on me, in somewhere, at all times. It would be in my shoe, wherever it is. I would never not have it on me.
About Ozzy's underwear down his pants. Seems like it was
great.
Wrapped around his genitalia, maybe.
Like maybe clean it out in the water every day, whatever. But like, I would never let it not be on me. I would never let any clues be there unless it was intentional. Like, I think it's hilarious that they did this whole plan before she got it, and then she still got it. I love it. And I love that Christian gave it to her because obviously I'm an Aubry stan. I love Aubry, and she's obviously in such a bad position. Although now they're going to swap anyway. So who knows? But yeah, I was really happy for her.
Happy for her. Now, do you think that Christian gave her the idol because he thinks that she's going to go out next, or that he wants to build a bridge? Or do you think it was like a combination that both could happen?
I think it's like, best, whichever happens, it's a win. If she ends up going home with it in her pocket, then he gets it, great. But otherwise, she's someone he probably would want to work with anyway. And so I think it's just like a win-win for him, probably.
Did she cry when she got that idol?
She seemed pretty emotional about it. I remember her being like, someone gave this to me and like thought of me and whatever. Yeah, she was I think there were some tears.
Were there any other tears this episode?
I feel like Savannah had some tears.
Oh, at Tribal. She didn't have tears at Tribal. We'll talk about that a little bit more later.
That's all I can remember.
I don't remember any other tears. Okay, where do you want to go? Anywhere specifically? Any lies happen?
Any lies? Yeah, I mean, we can talk about the lying, which also goes with, I guess, strategy, which is just that, like, the whole Devens lying to Joe about the...
Okay, yeah, let's get into that. That was really wild. Where we do see at one point Savannah kind of is talking with Devens, and then I think Ozzy comes into the picture, and they're kind of talking about having a foursome with those three, and then Joe, because Ozzy's saying Joe is like a non-negotiable for him. So firstly, why is Joe a non-negotiable for Ozzy? Question. And then what do you feel about this foursome? And then what do you feel about the fact that Savannah asked Devens, like, if you're going to talk to Joe about their alliance? And then what do you think about the fact that Devens doesn't even admit to it?
We need to go one question at a time because I already forget the first question.
First question was Ozzy. So Ozzy and Joe, non-negotiables?
Yeah, I think he was just saying that because he's trying to downplay his relationship with Cirie because she told him that he needed to, like, last week. And so I saw it as just him being like, I think he likes Joe or like sees Joe as an asset to like the challenges or whatever at the very least, because Ozzy's like that vibe. But I feel like he's probably trying to not mention Cirie, which like obviously people know that they're tight, but like that's kind of how I saw it, as like anyone but Joe, And in terms of the alliance itself, obviously it was like not a real alliance, You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't going to be a real thing, especially in that moment where she says that to him. Are you going to talk to him? And then he's like, I don't think it's the right time. Like, what? That was, and he acknowledged it later that like it was not cringe. We could put that for cringe. That he
Oh,
was like, it was not a good moment for me. He should have just told Joe the thing. Oh, this is what she asked me. Because then when Joe asks her, she can say, this is what I asked him. And he can say, like, yeah, like, honestly, I'm still on the fence with her, but it's hard because I don't know how you feel. Kind of like what Christian says to him later, like when they're at the hammock.
so what is the reason, do you think, why Devens didn't want to just confess a little bit or tell a little bit of a fit? Like, no, actually, just tell the truth there. He doesn't have to, you don't have to abide by the truth. You don't have to follow through with the truth. I thought it was very surprising that he would rather look weird and suspicious with Joe than just being like, oh, okay, what she wanted to talk to you about is that we're just thinking about like maybe putting together a foursome, like me, you, da 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 da, and da 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 da. Like, and
Yeah.
then fine. Now, okay, what do you think about Joe's gameplay? I'm trying to figure out why he was cast in this season. Because like as much as like I think he's an attractive man, I think that he has muscles. So yes, he's the firefighter. He has a great story, we'll say, in that regard. But like we kind of already saw this story play out the previous season. And if he's not kind of coming for revenge, he's kind of doubling down on the game that he played before. Like what why is he here? Like just to strategy, like hawk block strategy from everybody. Like everybody has to play loyally. Everybody has to tell them what they're talking about.
I don't know why you're confused. Why Jeff would not want this person on the tribe? It's like on the show. It's the exact person he loves in every way. He had the moment with Eva, but besides that, he kind of has that like, yeah, it's like it needs to go my way. Like I need it to go this way. Like he's not as malleable. And it creates friction. So I totally understand why he's cast. And I kind of wish they maybe for this episode had like maybe, I don't know. I think it's going to cause problems for these people moving forward to have him still be there.
Yeah, like we played these games before, and we played one together where we were live, so it was called Backyard Big Brother, and like we were in a backyard, and so you would see people go off and talk and strategize, and you kind of just have to be okay with people having to talk to people without you being there. And so the fact that they're playing this social strategy game where people have to go off and talk, it's crazy to me to be like, okay, so what are you talking about? When they're not close and they're not friends and they're not in an alliance. Like I thought it was cuckoo bananas for him to just like confronting Devens and wanting him to like tell him what Savannah's talking. I think that Devens should have told him, but I don't think that he should have asked. He should have just like, logged it in the back of his mind, being like, okay, there was something that was going on between them. Let me see if I can go figure out what was going on without like trying to strong arm him into like giving information. It's wild.
Yeah, it's wild. Yeah, it was wild.
What were we going to say?
I was just going to say, like, it was wild, and then the reaction was bad.
Yeah, very bad.
Yeah, sorry.
Very. No, I was saying like I just said to you like, what were we gonna say?
Yeah.
We could probably throw in the coachism here. So when we get to the first challenge, so the reward challenge, where they get a look at the new tribes, and we see Ozzy. He did get a little bit choked up, so we can throw that into tears a little bit because Ozzy's talking about how when he was trying to move the key, his back was hurting, and like it's really hard. And then Coach was saying now that like he needed to clear up his name and his honor about how it went down with the key. He's so annoying. I'm not a Coach fan. I'm trying to be, but like I am not a Coach fan because like it's like honor when honor's convenient. Like the fact that making a moment about this, like nobody actually cares about it other than you. Like nobody thinks that your word really means anything anyways. Sorry, bud. I don't know. What did you think about that whole coachism? Coach being coach.
Yeah, I find it annoying. That's it. I think there's like some entertainment value in it sometimes, and you know, but the fact that it seems so many people love him, I don't know. It's confusing. It's a little confusing to me. I'll say that.
That people love Coach. Yeah, I mean, Matthew, do you love Coach? I can't remember. I can't remember if he's a Coach fan or not. Do you know who is a Coach fan though?
Who?
Tyson.
Well, yeah, because they both come from like the same season and stuff, and I think, but he can still recognize like the poor gameplay and stuff, you know?
Yeah, Coach being freaking annoying. Uh, yeah, like I don't care about his honor. I don't care about his integrity. Like if he didn't announce that all the time, like nobody would have cared about the key thing, right?
Yeah.
Like if he wasn't always like, I'm here for honor, blah, 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 like none of this would be a big deal. So, anyways, Coach being
He
Coach
makes it worse for himself.
always. Do you think Coach is gonna win? No, I don't.
Maybe, but
You think maybe? What
I
percentage?
don't know. Uh right now, like maybe 20%,
Okay, I mean,
15,
I guess
20%.
everybody has a shot if
Yeah.
they're on the season.
He has a higher shot than a lot of other people, I think, right now, based on like how people seem to feel about him and where he's sitting, you know?
That's true. That's true. Did we see any bonding this episode?
Uh did we? We kind of saw the
Um,
opposite of bonding. We kind of saw like, oh, I guess like Christian and Joe, and he's, well, I don't know. No, I don't know. What do you think?
I'm trying to think. I can't think of any real bonding happening. I'm thinking, well, it's not bonding, but Rizzo does like see that he's made some headways with his tribe, and so he's feeling good about his game. But he didn't really, it wasn't really bonding moments. Um, I'll say no bonding. I don't think, unless you can think of any bondings in the chat. No bonding this episode. Any spirals?
Joe kind of spiraled a little bit,
Yeah, he did
right?
spiral a little bit. Absolutely. He's so spiraled. Like the fact that somebody was talking, he just got so paranoid. He was just like going around talking to people, not being calm, cool, and collected. So
Yeah.
yeah, he definitely spiraled a little bit. Did I put it in the wrong spot? There was no new twist this episode. I mean, we did see the Billie Eilish Idol, but no twists really. I don't think. Maybe Christian's pants. That was a twist. Any shade happening? Yeah, I guess I would say Ozzy in that moment threw some shade onto Coach, saying like, "You're the same old Coach as you always been." And
Yeah.
see D being like, "Oh, I mean, he is.
He is. Like literally he is.
like, it's so funny that he gets so offended by people just pointing out who he is. It's like he has like this false idea of who he actually is, and when people call out his behavior, he's like up in arms about it. It's like they're just speaking the truth, babe. Just
Yeah, exactly.
So we didn't see any backstory. We didn't see any negotiations. We did get a reward challenge today, specifically. So they win.
No.
They won a tarp.
Yeah.
They won fishing gear, I believe. What was the challenge? Oh, they had to jump into the water and like do the balance beam and stuff like that. What do you think about this as a reward challenge? Was that fun? Would you have loved it?
Would I have loved it? No. No, but it was fun. It was fun. Like I watched it, you know. I didn't fast forward it. I was entertained enough.
Yeah, I was entertained enough as well. I was also trying to like look for like where's Cirie? Like where are they putting Cirie?
Yeah. There was a while where I was like, where is Cirie?
I think she was on the ring toss duty, but she was just in the water. Like she was like gathering the rings, but like not gathering the rings, like just kind of waiting or like clutched onto the side. Okay, what's next? We didn't hear about the shot in the dark, but apparently last episode they did, like Jenna did think about playing it. And do you think that this episode Savannah might have thought about playing it?
I think she should have played it.
But she didn't. I don't think she had any idea that she was going home.
But I listened to 2 exit interviews of her, and she said she had a feeling and she already knew. And she's like, they didn't show one of my confessionals after Jenna left where I already was like, oh, I think I'm next. And she said that one of the reasons she went on that journey was because she was like, well, if I'm maybe going home in the next 2 days, I want to have a good experience. And so, yes, she probably didn't know for sure that she was going home. But if she really thought that there's a chance people are voting Ozzy, they wouldn't need her vote anyway for the majority. She should have just used it anyway, just in case. And it would have been more dramatic. Just go out with swinging, you know?
Well, like, it's nice to know, like, when you're at least trying, it's like you're not getting duped. You know, it's nice to be like, okay, like, I don't feel safe here, even though you guys think you guys got me. So I'm going to give it a shot. I'm going to see if I can maybe save myself here. And if that was the case, who'd she vote for? Ozzy?
Yeah.
So Ozzy would have gone home. That would have been crazy. And then Genevieve would have gotten an idol.
That would have actually been so dramatic.
So dramatic. And like everybody face crack of the century. If you want to go out with a bang, she should have maybe decided to do that, you know?
Yeah.
But they did not. She did not. So no shot on the pod. Anybody step up as the leader this episode? Oh, I know who did. In a kind of in a bad way. I would say Chrissy. So Chrissy is kind of, I don't know if she was being leader, but she's definitely being mom of the tribe, you know, trying to encourage people to like get the rice started because she'll do it if nobody else wants to do it. She didn't, from what they showed me, didn't seem that annoying, but it seems like the people in camp with her find it annoying. How would you have felt if like Chrissy was doing what you saw in the episode?
It didn't seem like that annoying, but I'm sure it was annoying to actually be there. I didn't think the massaging of Coach was like annoying. Like, I don't know. Some of the like, we guys, we should be doing this, we should be doing that. I mean, she can't help it, I guess. It's kind of cringy because I wish she would be more aware maybe of how she's coming across, but
well, she's kind of saying it in a tone that doesn't sound overbearing. You know what I mean? She's kind of like, hey guys, da 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 da. Like, yeah. But maybe she's doing it all the time where people are just like, shh, quiet. But I don't know if I would be annoyed by that.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Like even Charlie is annoyed and he's like, oh, he likes his older woman archetype that, to work with. And he doesn't necessarily want to work with her because she seems like a bit of a sinking ship, unfortunately.
Right.
So I guess she's kind of taking on the leader position, even though nobody wants her to have it. A reluctant leader position. Her name was spelled misplaced all over the place, Savannah. Like every single person spelled her name completely differently, which was, it was humorous because you can't really ask them like, so how can you spell your name? How do you spell your name? Because then they know that maybe they're going to be going home. Somebody actually had a good point. Mary here was saying that the shot in the dark gives away who's going. So not necessarily, because like if she's just worried about it, like playing,
I don't understand why it gives away who's going home.
Like in like the edit, like if she plays the shot in the dark and it doesn't hit, you kind of, but like you don't know if she's.
But you won't know until the point of the votes anyway. So it's the reveal is happening at that time anyway. It's the same thing as like someone using an idol gives away who's going. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like it doesn't actually give away who's going.
Yeah, it gives away who someone
until that moment that she uses it.
Think that they're safe,
right?
But like, I agree with you. It doesn't really give away who's going
because it's also only 1 in 6, so it's like the chances of them if it actually hitting is so low anyway.
Yeah,
it's kind of cool to not find out that they're using. And like remember the way Rachel used it as like strategy. She like had an idol and first she used the shot in the dark to just see how people reacted, to see whether she needed to play her actual idol or not. I felt like that was like a good use of it.
Well, because like if that's the case, if she used her shot in the dark, um, would Ozzy get the chance to play his idol before or after it's revealed that she's safe or not safe?
How does it normally work?
I don't know if I've seen them both work and like happen at the same time. Right? Like, so say like any idols are advantage and Savannah's like, I'm going to play my shot in the dark. She
Oh
brings
no,
it
I
up.
think you can play after. I think because I think it's kind of the same thing as one person playing an idol and then the next person waiting to see if they play it and then them going up and playing their own idol. I think it would act the same way. Oh, this person's safe. Okay, I got to play my idol. Yeah.
So I think then that Ozzy actually would play his idol because he did hear from Cirie that people were talking about his name. Was that this episode? That was this episode, right? Yeah, she talked to him about that. So I think that he would be spooked and he would potentially use his idol if Savannah were the one that was safe from shot in the dark.
Mm-hmm.
It's weird that they haven't talked about the shot in the dark at all, though.
No, I know.
I was going to say so for the first time, Cirie has an advantage because Cirie gave him the information, Ozzy the information that people maybe come for him. He wants to do an offer of good faith to Cirie and give Cirie his, what is it, extra vote?
Yeah, his extra vote.
And so
love it.
Now, okay, I think that Cirie is an exceptional player. Absolutely. We saw that she was able to move the votes off of Ozzy onto Savannah. Like, she got out who she wanted out this episode, even though a lot of other people were on the table. I think she wanted to keep Joe because Joe is a firefighter. She's a nurse. And so I don't think that Joe is necessarily going to go for Cirie next just because they have a little bit of a bond. So Cirie is basically keeping people in the game that are not going to vote her out, which I think is great. And Savannah, we did see that Savannah was a little bit onto her trail by being like, yeah, she's just trying to deflect from Ozzy, which is true. So she got her first advantage. I'm just worried that her having that power that she doesn't usually have, it might not allow her to see things as clearly.
Yeah.
Because sometimes when people have advantages, like, they go out with them in their pockets.
No, but Cirie, that's not Cirie because she's played enough of these games. And also, like, it's not like it's an idol. It's an extra vote. It's like, it's a tool that she'll use, but it's not a safety. It doesn't guarantee her safety. So I think she'll still be, but I get that fear is real. I get it, but I think she'll be okay.
I hope so. I mean, so far so good. Like, especially, I think she'll still be good on a swap. But it's nice that she has a little bit of power, like in the next round.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so there's no real twist. Overplaying. Who's overplaying? Anybody that's
overplaying? I don't know that we saw anyone maybe coach a little bit, but not really. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess unless I can't think of anything right now, any overplaying. There's a bit of a scramble, I'd say.
Yeah.
At the end, when you saw it, well, you saw in the hammock, we saw it was Cirie and Emily, and they're kind of talking about like who wants who gone and stuff like that. And then after that is when we saw Savannah going like, oh, I think that we should, do Ozzy because like, Cirie's trying to push us off of Ozzy. So there was a little bit of a scramble, it seemed there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Any other scramble?
Not really.
Not really. Okay, anything else on this board that we can talk about? So we talked about the strategy happened. We can put strategy over here. Was it a live tribal? No. Oh, there was laughter when Christian pooped his pants. What? Okay, so no shot in the dark, no real bonding that we noticed, no negotiations, no new twists other than the Billie Eilish idol. Nobody really overplaying this episode. No backstory. No, was she blindsided? Well, according to the episode, she was blindsided.
Yeah. I think it was kind of like not a full blind side. Like she knew it was a possibility, but was hoping otherwise, probably.
Absolutely hoping otherwise. I'm kind of sad for her to go. Obviously, she only had a couple weeks between being on winning Survivor 49 and then coming onto the season. I think it's a little bit too soon.
Yeah.
You don't have a chance to like know your game that you played. You haven't watched it back. You haven't seen the reaction from like the audience. Like, you know, you haven't had a chance to really digest your experience. And so I mean, you don't say no to the opportunity, but too bad that it didn't happen a little bit later just to give her a little bit more time.
Yeah.
You know?
And like, think about the fact that Rizzo hasn't had to go yet, right? So she's had to go to 2 tribals, you know? So let's see how each other person does in terms of do they survive? How many of the tribals they go to do they survive? I count that more as opposed to what's the boot order. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
I wish she had more of a chance, maybe. Actually, I don't wish it necessarily because I'm not like, I wasn't like, I need her to win. She already won. And like, but I do think she was not playing poorly. I think she was doing what she could.
I think though the worst part about her game was the fact that she wasn't honest with Rick. Now I know that you definitely hate when people are talking about their idols and advantages and stuff like that. Like you wanted to keep it secret, but I think that she doesn't have any friends there, right? She doesn't know any of these like previous players like personally yet. She's just getting into the world, and so I think that she should have maybe been like, hey, this is for us. Like, whatever, we could use it together. Like, I don't know, just use it in a different way as opposed to saying I didn't get anything because they're just going to suspect that you got something and they don't know.
Oh, 100%. I think if she was going to say that she didn't get anything, she should have said either lied and said she lost her vote, which I guess that would have probably don't do that. But what she could have done is said, I thought that was it. I thought it was weird. I didn't get anything. Then there was a letter at the boat and I was like, oh my God, I am going to get something. And I opened it up and it was like, make up a thing you had to do, a little mini game or like decision or something that I had to do right away to potentially get an extra thing. And there were like multiple things I could get, whether it was a steal a vote or this or that or whatever. Like, and she could say that she competed separately to get an advantage, but she lost that. So she didn't get the advantage, but she still saved her vote or something. You know what I mean?
Now, I mean, I hear what you're saying, but also saying too much also like screams
that's
lie.
true.
So she should maybe just tell the truth and hope for the best. Like hope that they will use that as like trying to build a bridge here because they're not friends. She doesn't know any of these people.
I guess you're right. If she had gone to Devens and said, hey, I got to block a vote. I can block someone's vote. How can I be helpful to you for this next round? Like, let's do something. I still don't think he would have, though. I think he's already too locked in with his people because the pregame stuff that you're saying.
True, but I think it just would have been, it just gave more ammunition, in my opinion, for people being like, she's not trustworthy. Yeah. We don't know her game. Like, da. She has something and she's lying about it. And like, I asked her directly and she lied to me. Like, it just gives them more ammunition. It might not have worked anyways, but you know, you kind of want to try anything that you can.
Yeah, that's true.
I think. Lastly, though, with our board, who would you say is a front runner to win this season after this episode? Like, what are your thoughts about the winners and who is maybe getting a winner's edit?
Winner's edit, it's so hard to say. I think, like, obviously, Cirie did great work in this episode, but I'll always hesitate before being like, I think she could win because it's just like, we know what always ends up happening or like something crazy happens. But I think she did good stuff and was shown in a good light. I think we saw Aubry sort of having this breakdown moment and getting this power. And so that could be part of something. I also think showing Genevieve kind of being brains behind certain decisions being made. She's doing so much. Her she's building bonds better than we probably would have expected her to do on the tribe. And so that could be leading towards a winner's edit. I don't know. That's based on the episode. It's hard to say. And then Coach again, just because there was a lot of him. And,
Now,
who
one
knows?
thing though that we didn't talk about. So at the beginning of the episode, they said again how Kyle was like, "I want one of you guys to win it," and they repeated that a few times on the beach, like Coach and Rizzo. They're
Yeah.
just like Colby. They're like, "Yeah, one of us is going to win it. One of us is going to take it home." Now, I don't know if it was like a YouTube video or like on TikTok or Instagram, but somebody put together other times where there was a medevac the first episode, and every single other time that that happened, it was the winning person was on that tribe. So I can't remember them all right now, but one that I remember that was in the new era was when, oh yeah, no, there's two in the new era. So when
Bruce,
his name, well, Bruce, when he went out, um
Jam's
Jam
tribe.
won, and then the other time when Jackson went out in 42, Marianne was on that tribe and Marianne won. And then there was two other times, I believe, in the past that I can't remember off the top of my head. And so they're saying that with the lore of it all and the fact that they keep on repeating that, someone from this tribe is going to win, they think that someone from that tribe might be holding the title. What do you think about this lore, and what do you think about the potential people on that tribe winning? So it would be
Who
between
is it?
Angelina,
Q,
Q, Genevieve, Rizzo, Aubry,
Colby,
Colby, Stephanie.
Stephanie. Yeah, I mean, as I said, I think Aubry and
Aubry,
Genevieve
yeah.
both have things that could lead them towards the win if they are able to get there. I think for either of them. And Coach as well, as I said. I don't think Rizzo. I don't think Stephanie. And who's the other person? Angelina.
And
I
Q.
wish. Q. Okay, Q, I will say he's not in the best position right now because he doesn't have a vote and tribes are switching. But I'm curious to see how they shake out because I don't know. I think if he could like get himself to the end, there would be a case for him to win. I don't know how he would get there, but I could see it weirdly happening. I don't know. I don't know. So maybe you're right. That tribe has the highest level of maybe having a winner on it. I don't know.
Yeah, potential people that you've already
We'll
even
see.
considered without hearing this lore. You're saying that they have a
Yeah.
possibility of
Oh, we'll see. I would be ecstatic for Aubry. I would be happy for Genevieve. Coach, I don't know if I'd want that to be the best outcome, but it is what it is if it were to happen. Um, Obviously, like Cirie would still be the best out of anybody.
So
If that
Joseph
could
is
ever
reminding
happen.
me that on that draft that I received from Nerdtainment that I did lose another player, Savannah, which yeah, and that David did say nana nana boo boo. Yes, he was like laughing. He was just cackling over the fact that like I'm losing all these players. I'm like, oh, I'm so frustrated. So my team is so bad, so bad. But I do have Q, who's doing better than I thought he was going to do. But like the no vote thing is kind of brutal. I have Coach. Mike
You could
White
have
is
the winner.
Mike White is the one that's going to go the furthest, probably. D is like going to be probably kicked out next, because she's on a tribe with Cirie,
Yeah,
and
but they're switching.
no, she's going to
They're
be on a
switching.
tribe. Okay, I'll tell
How
you.
do you know that already?
Okay, no, I'm going to show you that right now.
Oh,
Um,
isn't this a spoiler though?
Oh, is it too spoilery? I don't know. It's on like
Isn't
a.
it? Aren't you not spoilery? Like I thought that was the whole
Well,
thing,
I'm not spoilery, but like I saw the tribe breakdowns. Is that
Oh.
crazy? I don't know. I don't know if I care
No,
for that.
I'm
You
happy to
care?
see it. I just didn't realize they had announced who was on each tribe.
Well, it just was in like somebody saw in the trailer. I think they just took a snapshot. I think.
Oh, okay. Yeah, tell
But
me. I'd like to know.
let me see. Yeah, they just have like a shot of who's in the niche thing. Okay, so if you guys don't want to know who is on these new tribes, we'll see you next week.
Go away now.
Yeah, get out of here. But if you do, hold on, I'm going to pull it up. Yeah, I mean, I guess I don't really care about that. We know the swap is coming, and I didn't. I didn't really care. Okay, so
no, I
this
want
is
to know.
what it
Okay,
looks like.
tell them out. Say them out loud to me.
Okay, so the new Sela looks like it's
Mhm.
going to be D, Camilla, Cirie, Charlie, Jonathan, Devens, and Rizzo.
Ooh, that's not good for Cirie. That's really bad for Cirie.
Why do you think it's bad for Cirie? Because they have Jonathan, so they might not lose.
Okay, they'll probably not lose, so that would be great. But
And
if they
4 guys
lose,
and 3 girls, which is always usually a benefit, right? So
yes.
if they have to sit somebody, no, they won't have to sit anybody out because they have even 7,
But
7, 7.
strategically speaking, this is brutal for her. Charlie
Well,
and
she
D
has
are like
7.
best friends. Charlie, D, Jonathan, Rizzo, Camilla will go with them. Like if they lose, she has to use her idol. Or no, she doesn't have one.
Just an extra vote. A block vote?
Damn it.
Block vote
Well,
or
hopefully
extra?
they don't lose. Hopefully they don't lose. That's a strong
Yeah,
tribe in terms of
yeah.
physical strength.
I don't think that they're losing.
They can't lose.
Also,
Okay, next
I
tribe.
feel as though Dee said in her pre-press that she wants to work with Cirie.
Oh.
So, like,
We'll see. Okay.
it might want to be like keep the women together type thing. That could happen. Cirie is not a threat physically later on down the road, and so I could see Dee. If Dee is not the one that they're going to try to target, like get out Rizzo or something that, like, you know what I mean? Like if they go
Okay.
tribal.
Hey, you need to move to the next one because I'm sorry, I'm very distracted. Genevieve and Aubry are on the same tribe again.
Genevieve, Aubry, which is
Tiff.
worrisome because, you know,
Very
Genevieve
worrisome.
might want to get out Genevieve. Aubry might want to get out Genevieve because, like, they're kind of playing and now she has power this time.
Well, we'll see. I'm on Aubry's side, so I hope so.
No, but I want Genevieve to do well too.
I want them both to do well, but if I have to pick, okay, but
in the front there, that's
Chrissy, Tiffany,
Joe, Tiffany,
Coach,
and Colby. It's not terrible.
That's Colby?
I think so. Yeah. Yeah.
Colby, Coach, and Joe.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Ooh, that's the
loyalty
crazy tribe. Chrissy's
and
gonna go home.
integrity.
Chrissy's gonna go home. Okay.
She'll
Next
probably
tribe,
go there.
Mike and Angelina back together. And Christian? Oh
Mike
no.
And Emily. So that's an automatic 4. And
who's the girl? Who's the girl?
So
on the end?
Angelina on the other end is
No.
oh God, I can't even tell.
Who is that? Stephanie?
I guess, yeah, Stephanie. Yeah.
Okay. Well, hopefully
Stephanie, Ozzy, Emily, Christian, Mike, Q, Angelina.
This is crazy because you got Q and Steph together, right?
Yeah.
Because they already had the other lads. Angelina and Mike, but the weirdness with Christian, you don't know. Christian and Emily. Ozzy's the odd man out for sure. So he's going to have to use his idol. He needs to just use it if they lose.
But he also could still latch on to Christian and Emily, right?
100%. Especially if they want to go for Q or Mike or Angelina or even like if they want to go for one of them.
No, they're not going to go for Angelina. I think that, well, I mean, I personally think because Angelina played on the same season as Christian. So
I know. But haven't you been hearing all the drama?
Oh, well, like, because when he said that she's dramatic.
Yeah, but she's clearly bitter about the game as well. I just feel like based on her interviews, like I just think he's going to try to fuck her over or something. I don't know. We'll see. I hope not.
Well, I think that Q's in the biggest trouble here because he has no vote.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. And so Ozzy, but Ozzy
has an idol, so
yeah,
like, he's not in that much danger. If he feels unsafe.
Yeah, but you say that now.
He feels unsafe, he's gonna use it. He knows to use it now, right? Like anyway.
Right? I hope so.
Stephanie also isn't really a good strategist, so she easily might go as well. Because wait, Q doesn't like? Oh, yeah, maybe Q doesn't like Stephanie because he didn't respond to her.
Well, they were supposed to be in a group in the last alliance, but yeah, you're right. It's possible that he'll just be like, "Listen, if I can go with the Mike Whites and whatever, I'll do that. I don't care." And he might just be like, "Bye, Stephanie." So that could happen. I'm curious to see Ozzy and Steph. Like, are they working together? Like, I don't know.
Okay, so from each tribe, if they go to tribal council, who do you think is in the most danger to go home?
For each tribe or for?
Yeah, for each one.
Okay, for Sela, if they were to lose, which I hope they don't, I would say, in my opinion, Cirie is in the worst position. or maybe Devens. For Callow, if I had to guess, I would say Chrissy's in the worst position. Second to maybe Genevieve, depending, but I would say Chrissy. And then for the last tribe, I would say Q, uh, Q, and then I would say Stephanie or Ozzy, but probably Q is in the worst trouble.
Okay, I agree with Q, like then Stephanie, then maybe Ozzy on that tribe as well. In the middle one, yeah, I agree. Chrissy could be in a bad spot, and then maybe Genevieve, just because she and
Yeah.
Aubry are
But
just not
listen,
vibing. Go ahead.
maybe Aubry, with this new happiness, comes back to Genevieve and is like, listen, we're on a tribe again together. Like, look at these three men and like whatever. Like, can we actually do something? Like, I promise. And maybe with her protection, she feels a little bit more, she can be a little more vulnerable to Genevieve and just say, I'm sorry if I came across a little intense. I'm just dealing with anxiety. Like maybe they could connect and it could actually connect. Like I'm going to hold out hope that maybe we didn't know this duo could exist because they're too similar, but they come together somehow. Wouldn't that be amazing?
Unless all the women come together here, right?
That could also be, yeah.
Because like as much as Chrissy is annoying her previous tribe, she's not annoying any of these people. And like I think that Genevieve might want to work with a strong woman. Like I could see Tiffany being able to finesse like a little bit of a vibe with
And
with
Tiffany's
Genevieve.
good to deal with annoying people. I mean, the amount of times she wanted to go for Q, but she was like, I just need to like, and she had to hold herself strong so many times. So I feel like
Power
she
of
can
Aquarius.
she could say, listen, Chrissy being annoying, whatever. At least I know what her game is. Like, let's fine. I'd rather play with that. I can see
And then-
Tiffany being like logical.
And then maybe what they get out. I don't think they'll get out Colby because I think Genevieve would protect him.
Yeah.
Maybe Coach. You know, like I know
I
it's
don't
your
see
guy,
it.
your guy.
I don't see it.
Maybe Joe.
Maybe Joe. Joe would be probably my second pick after Chrissy.
So
Or
Chrissy,
Genevieve.
then
Chrissy,
Genevieve,
Genevieve,
then
Joe.
Okay, I
Yeah.
agree with that. And I just feel like Cirie, even though she doesn't look like she's in the best position here, I feel like she weasel her way out of it. I feel like Rizzo would be like who
Yeah.
just might not be able to get through. I think that Devens would find him annoying. And because like Devens wants to be the
Jonathan, if they
showboat.
do stuff around camp, I could see Jonathan being like, this kid. And then I could see Camilla being like, whatever, I'll go with anything. And I could see Charlie being like, ooh, he's like tall, lanky, like he could be competition for me, or like he could, but so with the right combination of situations, I could see them going against Rizzo.
Also, D could be in a bad position as well.
Yes.
Just being a winner, it's easy to gather votes for someone that's a previous winner. So the three people in the hot seat, I would say on that tribe would be Cirie still in there. If they decide to be like tribe strength, Rizzo and D, obviously. Cool.
Who's the other winner?
Oh, they're all gone. Kyle was the other winner.
Oh, Kyle. I was like, there's a third one. Okay, so two of them are already gone.
Exactly.
Yeah. It makes her a huge target. Oh my gosh.
Oh, Joseph wants to know if we think that Joe is in danger before this swap. Yeah, I think that I think that he was in danger. I think that Cirie probably saved him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's it. Anything else you want to say about this episode, Michelle, or anything? Chat? No, anything?
I'm excited about these new tribes. Like thank you for telling me. It's not like a huge spoiler. Obviously, if it was in the preview anyway, I didn't see it. So
or like it's in the interweb. So I just was like,
yeah,
I don't know, stuff like that. I don't necessarily care about. I don't want boot order. You know what I mean? I don't know.
100%.
That's like the main thing that I care
because
about.
it ruins it for me. I'm like, I want to know. And as much as it might break my heart, if like we see history repeat itself, it's for certain people, but it is what it is. I don't want to know in advance. Otherwise I won't watch it.
Exactly. Well, thanks, Michelle, for being here. Hopefully we'll be able to chat again next week about the next episode. Everybody, please like and subscribe to the channel. And yeah, I'm going to probably talk. I don't know if I'm going to talk today or not, but with I've been talking with Sarah. We do a tarot prediction. So we're going to see what we got right and what we said about the booted players. So we did that last week. Some of it we were pretty close, like on. Some of it we're a little bit off. And so it's kind of nice to go back and look to see what we said. It was me, Kendra, and Sarah that we did like a tarot spreads for the whole cast. So yeah, keep your eyes open on Nerdtainment's channel as well to see when we go live to go talk about that. Other than that, we'll see you next week, guys. Thank you. Ciao.